Greek giants Olympiacos will look for yet another Herculean effort on Thursday night over in Greece as they look to hold on to a current 2-goal advantage against Aston Villa in the Europa Conference League and move on to their first major European final in their history. Facing them in this one are an Aston Villa side who are no doubt still bitterly disappointed after last week's effort at home. They went into that game as heavy favourites, well over minus 200 for that first leg over in Birmingham, but they were nonetheless caught off guard in that game as Moroccan forward Ayoub El Kabi hit the Villans for 2 goals early in that game before adding a third in the second half as well from the penalty spot. Villa go off as favourites once again ahead of this one, with many people believing we'll see a far more spirited effort from the Villans in leg 2, especially with European master Unai Emery at the helm in order to try and claw back and eventually overturn this current 2-goal deficit in Greece. That might be easier said than done here, though, as Villa have been going through a bit of a rough patch of late. They've won just one of the last 5 games overall across all competitions, as well as keeping just 2 clean sheets across the last 10 EPL games. Also, despite being less than watertight at the back, however, across those recent starts, Villa's far more pressing issue ahead of this game is their drop-off in offensive capability away from home this season. The Villans have scored 2.50 goals per game on average inside Villa Park this season in the EPL, compared with just 1.56 goals per game when on their travels. That's the biggest overall drop-off in the entire Premier League from home to road form this season. Unfortunately for Villa, those offensive issues haven't just been restricted to domestic form either. The Villans dropping from an average of 2.17 goals per game scored at home in this competition to just 1.6 goals per game on the road. In fact, the data behind Aston Villa's numbers backs up as well. The Villans have the lowest road offensive XG of any team still left in this competition. They have a negative overall goal differential per game also. Again, the only team left to have that. So while Villa have found it difficult to score away from home this season, we have a situation in this game where, Olympiacos have had, similar concerns, not as, not as vast, you would say, but they've definitely had similar concerns, saying as they've netted over twice as many goals on their travels as they have done in Greece. So with a current 2-goal advantage heading into this game and a first ever European Cup final to potentially look forward to as well, Olympiacos will likely look to, set up shop here, try to limit a misfire in Aston Villa team on the offensive end in order to try and, grind their way through into that final in a couple of weeks' time. So overall, considering Aston Villa's real issues in scoring away from home this season, combined with Olympiacos' current game state in this tie as well, having that 2-goal advantage, I believe 3 goals here is simply a little too high considering, all the various factors we just talked about. And as a result, I'm happy to take a piece of the under 3 goals here at minus 110. Under 3 goals, Europa Conference League semi-final leg 2 matchup between Aston Villa and Olympiacos on Thursday. Best bet. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Don't forget to check out WagerTalk 7-11 deal, which is going on right now as well over on site. Pick up a 7-day all-access pass from the handicapper of your choice and get an additional 4 days added on completely free. So make sure and check that out before it expires on Sunday, May 12th. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. It's always appreciated. And as always, until next time, Slán Bhfuil, best of luck on all your bets.